It's Morphin Time!
What's happening, everybody? Justin here alongside Yadi and Lewis. Welcome to our Thursday episode of Nap Reacts, our incredible nerdy reaction series. We have another amazing episode for you this time around. We are reacting to Super Sentai Henshin and Rollcall Part 2 by AK Ranger. Yeah. Yay. Oh, yeah. Safe to say we...
Sorry,
it's weird how we tried to plan this out to kind of speed this episode up since it's kind of late when we're recording, and all of a sudden we're just doing all sorts of random stuff, which, you know, winds up making the episode take a little bit longer. And I'm not going to cut this out, but it's all good. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. See, with the introductions, yeah. Apparently, Lewis is the Pink Ranger. He said as much last episode. So or the last Sentai reaction that we did. So there you go.
Or Bubbles, because
that too.
She's missing.
Buttercup.
Bubbles.
Blossom, actually, that was the pink one. I've seen Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
No, the blue one that is missing.
Yeah. She's like completely blocked behind the thing. And then
that's what I meant. That you were Bubbles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Buttercup is like peeking over your shoulder. Yeah. So yeah, we're picking up where we're picking up right where we left off. In I think it was season number 12 is where we're picking up. I'm not gonna do too much. I'm not gonna do too much of the preamble. We're gonna stick with the same old format that we were doing from the last Sentai episode that we recorded, and yeah, we'll just go with that. Okay. Titties.
Stop staring.
I'm a guy. We're hardwired that way, man. It's like telling the sun not to rise and water not to be wet.
Oh, it's Luis. He has it right on the face, and he's just staring at it.
Well, the same thought process, man. It's all good. A lot of people had a crush on the Pink Ranger growing up.
I did.
Yeah, but you also thought you were.
Still am.
Good point. So you're gonna have to. What you're gonna have to do at some point down the road is buy a morpher set from Mighty Morphin, and then just have the pterodactyl.
I'm already a morpher.
And on that note, before we get into this week's video, as always, since we cannot monetize these reactions, direct support, while not required, is greatly appreciated. So head on over to patreon.com/thenerd-archive for as little as $1 a month. After a 7-day free trial, you get access to all sorts of cool perks, starting with access to our special hidden section on Discord called Sector 0, where some of our Patreon rewards are fulfilled. $5 a month gets you 1 week early access to all of our recorded content, including Nap Reacts, and new perks, tiers, and merch are always being considered, so head on over, check it out, see what's on offer, and lend your support if you wish. As always, links to the original videos will be in the description below, so if you want, pause this, head on over, give them a watch and a like if you haven't already, then come back and do the same for us. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the action and make it happen.
Nice transition.
Maricón.
Poison. Choju Sentai.
So that was Choju Sentai Liveman from 1988, featuring an animal-based motif, featuring the first edition of two.
Did you say anal-based motif? Okay, moving on.
Was it something, an animal-based motif?
Oh, got it.
The series featured the first addition of 2 new team members to a 3-person team, as well as the first combination of 2 individual robots into a single powerful robot. It was also the first to have a blue female member on the team, and was the last series to be broadcast during the Showa era. So, just as a quick little FYI, there were 3 so far 3 different eras in like Tokusatsu. So you have all the stuff that we just watched before being the Showa era or period, and then from here on out, then you have the Heisei era, and then
Heisei.
I have a feeling there's a Spanish mistranslation there somewhere.
Órale, ese, we Power Ranger, man.
Yep. And then I think about 20 or so years down the line, then you have what they call the Reiwa era, which is I think starts in 2018, 2019. That being said, what are your thoughts on this one?
It looks like very like again what we know as the Mighty Morphing.
Right.
They're
Like
getting
they're
closer
starting
and
to
closer. Yeah,
The similarities are starting to pop up.
Yeah.
the color fog, the smoke behind them, the transitions when they go from one place to the other. So that's we're starting to see that again, or starting to see that now.
Starting to morph.
It's morphing into what we know. Moving on.
Sailor Moon. The Turbo. Yeah.
Funny you should mention that.
Tokusatsu. Hey.
That was Kousoku Sentai Turboranger from 1989, featuring a vehicle motif as the 10th anniversary of Super Sentai, which this was the 10th anniversary at the time because Goranger and Jaka weren't included yet. Turboranger featured an anniversary crossover with the previous teams, was the first Super Sentai entry of the Heisei period.
I always loved the car themed. To me, those are coolest to me. I like cars, I like ships, so
Nice. Yadi.
Yeah, I mean, it is very similar to what at least what I know about the Turbo Rangers and whatnot. So that was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the Turbo Ranger movie, or the Power Rangers Turbo the other day, the movie.
Yeah, I used to have it. I don't know where it is.
I never had it, but I've seen it a number of times.
Let me see. When I go to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna go check my boxes. It should be there. It's in a VHS.
Ah, there you go. Be sure to take plenty of pictures.
The beginning of Turbo, it's literally the beginning of Star Wars. Like when the credits start popping up, it's literally almost the same.
Nice. All right. Moving on.
Atom power.
Earth Force. Fiveman.
Exactly. Chikyu Sentai Fiveman from 1990 featured a school motif, both an antagonistic team of villainous counterparts and a team power upgrade armor. The motif of the series is a mix of martial arts and education, as each member poses as a school teacher. This team was later adapted into the comic-exclusive Ranger team, the Supersonic Rangers. The series is also the first to have the entire team consist of family siblings.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do look older than the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I didn't know it was based off like teachers. So
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering why they were all like different, and you obviously like their logos.
Mm-hmm.
You have the science one, the music one, reading, math, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. No wonder I never watched it.
Well, I mean, it never got adapted into anything beyond the comics later on down the road. To be honest, I wish they had kind of gone like a few years earlier to like adapt Power Rangers, but I guess that initial disappointment when they couldn't get Bioman when they first tried just kind of pumped the brakes on that.
Yeah.
At least until 92 when they saw
Mighty Morphin.
Oh yeah, or what would become Mighty Morphin. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So I lost what I was gonna say.
sounds about right.
Yeah. It happens. Perks of getting old. Well, moving on.
Oh, I like those.
Oh, I like that one. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this.
Okay. So that was Chojin Sentai Jetman from 1991, featuring a bird motif, an homage to the anime and manga science ninja team Gatchaman. This series was the first to feature a marriage of two of the members of the team and the last to feature the death of a main team member for over 20 years. It's also the last until Tokusatsu, which is another one we're going to see down the line, to not get adapted into a Power Rangers series. Jetman also featured the first tertiary robot that could operate on its own and a manga epilogue that introduced a new member.
Who dies? Which one of them? Is it one of the married couple?
I believe it was. If I recall correctly, it was the guy that played Black Condor.
Who's he married to? Is it the green one? The green owl?
Yellow Owl. No, I think, what is it? Fuck. I forget who, I forget
I'm
which
sure they
characters
did,
he was.
but-
I forget who the characters, who the other character he was married to was. But I mean, I haven't seen videos or anything like that of this in like a good long while. So I don't recall offhand.
I remember what I was going to say before. Is there anywhere that these can be found other than YouTube? Like full episodes?
There are sites where you can get episodes off of. I've done a few.
Okay, you got to tell me which sites, because I don't want to
downloads.
find the wrong sites and download the wrong Power Ranger show. You know what I mean? Because it'll be married couples, but
Accidentally.
accidentally. Tell me which ones are the wrong one. I mean, the right ones.
Well, I'll tell you the wrong ones for now because we gotta keep it legit and legal and all that. Support the support the official material, folks. Don't be a pirate. Don't sail the high seas. But if you do, look the other way.
I like the shoulder pads on this one. That reminds me of the Green Rangers and the White Rangers, and that's what I thought it was the coolest of that. Morphing. It was that.
Oh, the guy that was running when he screamed and changed into that.
No, that one. Most of them have the shoulder pads, like the shape of their whatever
Like
it
the shield.
is. Like
Gotcha.
the bird wings or something like that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I think these are the best suits I've seen so far.
Yep. All good. Next up, now we're getting into familiar territory. Here we go.
Nisa.
Oh, this is the ninja ones.
No.
Oh!
Yup.
Boy. That's cool.
Very. So this was Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, or Zyuranger, as they pronounce it, from 1992, using prehistoric creatures, so dinosaurs and extinct megafauna, as they put it, as a motif. The series introduced both the first regular 6th team member and the first 7 mecha combination. Zyuranger was later adapted into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for American audiences, being adapted as the first entry in the Power Rangers franchise.
After watching this, I am going to watch the show again because it's just great.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, just a Green Ranger.
Oh yeah, and so you heard when the Red Ranger said the name Nissan.
Yeah,
which is obviously not the car brand, because I mean, some people will get that confused. So in Japanese language, you'll have Nissan and Nesan, which I'll explain in just a second. It's NII or NEE. Nissan meaning big brother, and Nesan meaning big sister. And so the Red Ranger and the Green Ranger are brothers.
Ah.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Plot twist.
Yes.
All of the above.
Well, I mean, it's from 1992, so, to hell with spoilers.
No, it's every time I'm going to say plot twist, I say spoilers for no reason because I'm stupid. It's fine.
It is what it is.
English is not very good looking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the conflict between the Red and the Green Ranger was kind of toned down, obviously, between Sentai and Power Rangers, because there was, I mean, it was a huge conflict that went back basically millions of years, because that's where this team came from. They're from like millions of years in the past. They went to sleep until their main bad guy escaped from her prison, and then they were woken up, and you know how the rest of it works. And so the Green Ranger had actually died during his slumber, but they were able to preserve him, bring him back. And then there was this whole conflict between him and his family, and it's difficult to explain, and I don't want to get too much into it because this episode will wind up being too long of an episode. But boil it all down, they patched things up. Unfortunately, his Green Ranger's life was tied to the Green Candle, and as long as he was out in the real world, that candle burned down, and as soon as the candle burned out, he was dead. So, yeah. And so it was one of those things that they changed from this version to the US version, where rather than having the death of a main character, you just have a character losing his powers.
That makes sense. And then the White Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Which is actually part of our the next one that we're going to be watching. So,
do it.
Moving on.
Ooh, drunken.
Ooh, drunken
Yep.
master.
Yep.
So this is...
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I see that stuff. Ooh, turbo! So different than the other ¿Cómo te dice?
All right. That was called Gosei Sentai Dairanger from 1993, using a kung fu and traditional Chinese mythological creatures motif, as well as a unique storytelling style giving a subplot to each of the team members. The mecha action scenes plus footage from their sixth member, Ranger, were adapted into the second season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Although the remaining 5 Rangers were eventually adapted into the Power Rangers as an entirely separate team for a 6-issue comic series called Power Rangers Universe.
They had to do a lot of work to get all the footage like meshed together.
A lot of witch doctory stuff to make it seem smoother than it actually was. I wish they had just used the suits from Dairanger. I honestly wished they would have done that, but I think their reasoning was it would have been too confusing for the younger audiences. All of a sudden, why are the suits different and all this other crap? That was their excuse for it. So just like stick with the same stuff. They know it and they love it. So why the hell not? Which I get.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
Sort of.
Yeah, well, in their head it made sense, and to us it made sense at the time. But the White Ranger.
I mean, consider how old we were. Everything made sense and nothing made sense, but we didn't care.
It was cool. They fought.
Oh yeah, things exploded.
She was there.
People jumping over there.
All right, moving on.
Judgment.
Sailor Moon.
Sort of.
It is.
Oh. All right.
Are these all from the same?
That last one was from the season that we just got done watching. So that was Ninja Sentai Kakuranger. Yeah, very weird sounding name. From 1994, and had a ninja motif and one loosely based on the classic Journey to the West. Featured the first female Sentai team leader and the first 5-piece secondary robot. As another anniversary series, the crossover Super Sentai World was produced, featuring characters from Fiveman, Jetman, Zyuranger, Dairanger, and Kakuranger. Many elements from the series, such as mecha designs, action scenes, were adapted for the 3rd season of Mighty Morphin, and the Ranger characters themselves were adapted in the following miniseries, Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, which, in my opinion, was the dumbest thing in the world.
See, like this one reminded me of the movie itself when they have the ninja stuff.
Oh yeah.
The US version ever had anything else, like anything similar to the ninjas besides the movie, or just?
Oh yeah, The 3rd season of Mighty Morphin used the Ninja Zords, the Shogun Zords, and all that stuff from this Sentai series. That's where it all came from. And then, of course, the movie had to kind of stylize them a bit different, make them look, better for the big screen and what have you. But
yeah, I guess I stopped following after the movie. Just watched the movies after that and not the shows. So
gotcha.
That makes sense. Why I miss some stuff.
Oh yeah. To be honest, once again, this is another one where I wish they just used these suits for the Rangers, but then again, you only had 5 for this one. You didn't have 6 Rangers, so they had to stick with the Mighty Morphin suits and just use action sequences from that and the Zords and what have you.
Gotcha.
So, what can you do?
click all the. Oh no, not yet.
I mean, they can do that. That's definitely something they can do. But yeah, be sure to do that, folks. Moving on.
Yeah, I recognize these.
Of course. Okay. That was called Choriki Sentai Ohranger from 1995, using motifs of the advanced technology of ancient civilizations and psychic card shapes. The series was considered an anniversary series or season for the 20th anniversary of Goranger. So Goranger and Jakka were finally added to the Super Sentai franchise, which made this the 20th anniversary.
Makes sense.
So, so they were permanently counted from here on. Ohranger began the annual Versus Series V Cinema release with Choriki Sentai Ohranger Ole versus Kakuranger. Yeah. So, and then, of course, this series was adapted to Power Rangers Zeo, following up from the original series.
That was a good one, too. I like that one.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the Black Ranger. I think out of all of the suits, that one looked the best in this one. Gold Ranger, Black Ranger.
Well, technically he called himself King Ranger, but who's counting?
Anything else that he called himself? No.
The one.
And only. Moving on.
True enough. To be honest, this was my, Zeo was my favorite, to be honest, out of all of them. And I think the only one that really came close to me in all the stuff that we've watched thus far was Power Rangers in Space. And that was only because In Space was like one of the few with like an overarching storyline for the entire series, rather than it just being episodic in nature with like one story spanning maybe 1 or 2 episodes if you're lucky. All right, and moving on. Yeah.
I wish they used those like special effect or sound effects for the American version.
This looks similar.
I had that toy.
Is this Peach?
Magical girl.
This is Peach. Why that angle? Why did they do that? It's show.
Again.
Yeah.
Supposed to be RoboCop.
The music though.
All right. That was something.
Yeah.
You said that.
Gekisou Sentai Carranger from 1996 using automobiles as a motif, serving as a parody of Turboranger from a few years previous, and the Super Sentai series as a whole. So it was more of a comedic thing than a serious thing. So there's you can obviously like tell the difference between what they did with Turbo and this fighting for traffic safety as their tagline. That's usually the first clue that people get when you're going to be in for a bit of comedy. It's not serious at all. Let's see. The series was the first to utilize more work-based vehicles such as police cars, fire trucks, and construction equipment as mechs, and to have a mech with interchangeable parts. Carranger was adapted into Power Rangers Turbo.
That makes sense.
Obviously leaving out certain elements that
A lot.
Yeah.
And camera angles for kids.
Yeah.
It's Japanese television, man.
Yeah, I know.
Japanese television.
That first police ranger, I used to have a toy that it was more like a transformer. It literally turned into a cop car. It was pretty cool.
Neat.
The car looked better than the action figure when you switch it around and you transform it.
Yadi, what do you got?
Nothing else. At least, that's where we got to see them Turbo.
Oh yeah.
I thought the Turbo were inspired by the previous ones, but I feel like they just legit they had it done already. Sentai.
Oh yeah. I kind of figured you'd notice that. It's like, wait, why is this called Turboranger?
Yeah.
When we already know what Turboranger is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This
Many.
is Carranger.
Yep. Oh yeah. This particular season does not take itself seriously at all.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Yep. Well, we heard it. Ooh. That one looked cool.
Oh yeah. That was Denji Sentai Megaranger from 1997, using electronics, digital messaging, and video gaming and space travel as a motif, with several elements of the series paying homage to Bioman. Megaranger featured the first silver-colored hero and the evil Jaden Sentai Neji Ranger, which is you probably know them as the Psycho Rangers.
No.
And
I don't remember the name.
I'll send you an image of them later
Yes.
on, and then obviously I'll put the image up on the screen for those that aren't familiar with it. I mean, some of the people that are going to be watching this video already know, but I'll still put it up there for their benefit anyway. Which was a team to serve as villains for an entire story arc. Mega Silver's Katesizer marked the debut of the cell phone-based transformation device, which would be a standard in many later Super Sentai titles. Megaranger would later be adapted to Power Rangers in Space, which closed the overarching pilot of the previous seasons and the Zordon era as a whole.
I got nothing on this one. I mean, I do, but I don't.
So basically, you don't.
Mhm.
Yadi, what about you?
Just pretty much the same.
Mhm.
It reminded me a lot of the previous one we've seen, but they're starting to blend in.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
No
this
big
one
deal.
was Power Rangers in Space.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the silver one.
The
Which
Mega
makes sense
Silver.
that is that makes sense that they mentioned this. You mentioned this like when they introduce him in the first time is in this one. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Moving on.
Dino Thunder.
Not quite. Not yet.
Ginger Green. The lighting sound is getting to me. Taya! Cookies!
And that was the last one of this episode. This was Seiju Sentai Gingaman from 1998, featuring classical elements motif as well as 2 additional combining robots in addition to the primary robot used by the team. This was adapted into Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, the first standalone series in the American franchise.
What do you mean standalone? It had nothing to do with the.
It wasn't part of the Zordon era. This was something. The overarching story is completely new. So it had nothing to do with Zordon and any of that.
Because they were lost in Galaxy, so. Got it. Well.
Oh yeah. This is one of those ones where, because I've seen Lost Galaxy, and I've seen, I'd say about half to 2/3 of the series, and this is one of the few where I can say I actually liked the Power Rangers series more than the Sentai version. Like I felt like the adaptation did a better job on this than Sentai, which is weird. And I think that's kind of the general consensus as well with a number of Tokusatsu fans, where it's like they watch that series and then they look back at the Lost Galaxy version and they're like, this actually did a fair bit better. What are your thoughts?
I don't remember watching this one too much.
Yeah, I feel like I'm left behind. I remember seeing them, but not like sitting down and watching a lot. So I don't have a lot of, or I don't remember a lot of the story, and even in the US version, of course.
Oh yeah,
but it looked nice.
Well, I also didn't really have as many memories, like initial memories when it first premiered, because I never got to see it until like well after it aired.
Right.
Well, I never really got to see it live. So I saw it after the fact, and I thought, yeah, this is pretty good. And then I saw the Sentai series, and I'm just like, yeah, I think they improved upon that. So yeah, there's definitely that. All right. So yeah, no, we've gotten so now we're in familiar territory of the stuff that we've seen, the stuff that we grew up with. So
Just noticed yours.
oh yeah. Hey, there you
Good
go.
background.
You got the In Space and Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger. There you go. Perfect. I like that. So closing it out, what do you think so far based on what we've seen after 2 episodes?
I have some favorites and I have some least favorites. There's some that I'm like, okay.
Give me 1 second.
Switch over. There you go.
I wasn't gonna
No big
say
worries.
anything again.
I mean, I still would have.
Ask me that question again.
So you said you had some favorites and some
No,
not favorites.
ask me the question again.
All right. So closing it out after the video. What are your thoughts? How did you like this second episode?
I have some favorites and I have some least favorites. I have some that are like,
All right. Well,
Did you notice my how
Like
I changed?
the ones in the background.
Yeah, that's Lost Galaxy, and that was Space.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
That one's Face. Yes.
yeah, that one's Space. That
Space.
one's Space. That one's Galaxy. That's this one. Okay, this one's Apple. This one's Galaxy. With that being said, who is guarding this one? The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But
Nice.
it's getting late, so I'm like,
I gotcha. Well, just briefly, like which one is your favorite? Which one is your not favorite? And we'll just go with that.
well, obviously, Mighty Morphin. It's always gonna be top favorite. Turbo, second Turbo, R Turbo, Cars. It gets confusing, but
Yeah,
it
I
makes
get it.
sense.
I get it.
Mega Silver got me. The whole Mega motif got me. Especially the way they say it, it's great. What about you, Yadi? What do you think? Help me out.
I'm on the same road. Like, unfortunately, I have to agree. The same order of what you like, this one I like too. But I feel like it's because of the era that we grew up in and what we got to see.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it makes perfect sense because you gravitate towards what you grew up watching and what have you. And so, yeah, I mean, for me, I see Turbo, or not Turbo, but Zeo as the top there, and then like right below that, a close second would be In Space. Basically, because like the overarching storyline and how it closed out the Zordon era, and then like a very, very close third would be the OG Mighty Morphin, because I mean, it's the OG. It started it all, you know.
I do remember like the names of the newer ones. Like I've heard them because I've always been a Power Ranger fan, but I'm just like Yadi. I don't remember when did I stop watching like the show. But I do remember obviously Mighty Morphin. I remember Turbo. I remember Zeo. I remember Lost Galaxy, In Space, all of those. But when did I stop watching? I can't think.
Yeah.
Like I remember the suits when I see them. I'm like, oh, that's this, that's that. But I don't remember the storyline. Except for Mighty Morphin or Turbo.
Oh yeah, no, I could pretty much tell you when I stopped watching. It was after Lost Galaxy ended. I never bothered with. I didn't bother with Lightspeed Rescue until way after any of the other stuff after that, and I didn't pick it back up until I think Dino Thunder when they brought Tommy back, and so I'm like, okay, cool. Tommy's back. I'll watch this series and see what it is. This is cool. And then I'm like, maybe I'll keep watching it. But then, what was it? SPD was moved to a channel that I didn't have at that time. So I'm like, fuck you guys. Yeah. So it's like, I couldn't watch it. But then I wound up watching it years down the line, you know, internet and downloading and sailing the high seas and all that stuff. So yeah,
because they stayed on Kids WB for years.
Oh yeah.
And then they changed it to, what was it?
I'm not entirely sure, because I think around SPD was when they jumped over to Jetix, which doesn't exist anymore, and we didn't have that channel because that was just some extra shit that you had to shell out extra money to your cable company to pay for.
That's like MTV3.
It's morphin' time!
Well, on that note, that'll just about do it for this week's episode of Nap Reacts. We hope you enjoyed this bit of content as much as we did bringing it to you. If you did, smack that like button as hard as you can with conviction. Yeah. I mean, maybe not with that much conviction, but you kind of get the idea. And subscribe to the channel if you are new. Next time on Nap Reacts, we'll be checking out Random CSGO Bullshittery Part 1 by Soviet Womble, so do look forward to that one. Follow us on all of our social platforms through the links in the description. The Linktree is your one-stop shop for everywhere we operate, including our Patreon as well as our Discord community, which you will thoroughly enjoy. It is absolutely free to join, so stop by, shoot the breeze, play some games, and hang out with nerds just like you. Boil it all down, what you can do is click all the things and join our incredible community. We look forward to seeing you there. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get the hell out of here. For Yadi.
Lola.
Yeah, I'm obviously I'm not going to cut this because
I'll be Lola.
I mean, you're the Pink Ranger, but yeah.
My brother's a butthole.
And since this is pre-recorded, go and check out our the episode of the podcast where that came from. I'll also link that in the description. So yeah. Getting back to the rest of this outro for Yadi and the Pink Ranger. This is Justin. Thanks again for watching Nap Reacts, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye!
Mega Silver!
Yeah.